Hi people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video, because of course, why would I film anything else? But anyway, the first book on this list is called The Dragon Republic. For those who don't know, this is the second book in the Poppy War trilogy, and I rated it 5 stars because I absolutely loved it. First of all, the world building is excellent. It is so brilliant. It is so clever. It is so well done. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. I love the friendship. Like, this book is excellent. I love it so much. I love the main character's arc. I love the stakes were raised in this book. Like, everything about this book is excellent. I might have read The Poppy War in 2 days, but that's literally because I often had to work the next day, so I had to take a break for sleeping and eating and whatnot. But with this book, since I didn't have to work the next day, I read it and finished it in 3.5 hours. This book is excellent, it's brilliant, it's emotional as well. Like, I cried a few times because, again, I'm so emotionally invested in these characters and the world building and the plot twists. Like, this book is excellent, truly, and I really, really loved it so much. So anyway, with that said, like I said before, I rated this book 5 out of 5 stars. I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called The Burning God. For those who don't know, this is the third book in the Poppy War trilogy, which I read immediately after reading The Dragon Republic, and I really, really enjoyed it too. I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars because it was so good and it was so awesome. However, as the last book in the trilogy, it's always hard to wrap things up and to see what will happen next and the aftermath of everything. You know what I mean? Like, the last book in a book series is typically almost always my least favorite, especially in a trilogy, just because the author has to wrap everything up. You know what I mean? And that's always harder to do, in my opinion, from a reader's perspective, than writing a sequel. I don't know if that makes any sense. A sequel as in the second book. You know what I mean? Technically, this book is also a sequel too, obviously. But anyway, the point is, I love these characters so much. I love the world building. It's so perfectly crafted. I love the dynamic between the three of them, between the two of them. You know what I mean? I love these characters so much. The ending is so well written. This book is so good. The series is so good. The writing is excellent. The characters are excellent. The world building is awesome. The plot is so engaging and so brilliant. This book series is so amazing and it's so awesome and deserves all its hype and so much more, and I'm so glad that I read it. And I know I'm eating my words here because I said in 2020 that I would never read this series, but I'm glad that I read it now with the understanding and the knowledge that I have now surrounding all of these topics. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. And then after that, I read Accidental Demons. This story is a middle-grade urban fantasy following a young diabetic main character who accidentally summons a demon to help monitor her blood sugar. And honestly, I didn't like this book as much as I was really expecting it to. I think I was expecting, first of all, Bernadette to be queer and disabled, just because this book is tagged as LGBT on Goodreads. And don't get me wrong, there's some awesome queer representation in side characters, but I think I was expecting the main character to be queer as well. And to my knowledge, I don't think that she is. She could be, absolutely, I could be wrong, but I don't know if she is or not. And I think I was just expecting more representation in that realm, in her specifically. But aside from that, the disability representation was awesome and it was cool. The characters are well done and well developed. Objectively, this book is good. The plot was interesting, the mystery was riveting. Nothing about this book truly felt underdeveloped or anything like that. The magic was well explained. It's middle-grade, it's urban fantasy, it's good, it's mid. It was disappointing to me personally. I rated it 3 stars. So I don't really know if that makes any sense. Objectively, this book is good. Subjectively, it wasn't. So there's that. Maybe it's because I read it after reading such an epic adult fantasy series that I am now obsessed with. You know what I mean? So anyway, with that said, take that as you will. The next book on this list is called Compound Fracture. This story is a YA contemporary thriller that follows a young, autistic, transgender, aromantic main character who, after surviving an attempted murder, gets drawn into a generational struggle between the rural poor and those who exploit them. I don't really know if that synopsis really made any sense, but this book is absolutely so excellent and it's so well done. I had really low expectations for this book because all of the books that the author has written previously has been more horror rather than thriller, and that aspect has always deterred me in the past just because personally I prefer thriller books over horror books. But after reading the review by the author's partner on Goodreads, I was so much more excited. This book is excellent and it's brilliant and I loved it. First of all, the mystery is so good and it's so intriguing and it's so engaging. I love generational books, whether it's a generational mystery or a generational family history or a town history mystery or whatever. Like, this book is so good. Second of all, the characters are so well developed and so distinct, and they each felt so individually well developed. Third of all, the queer representation is excellent. The disability representation is so good. I loved the mystery. The plot is so engaging. I loved the found family and the friendships and the romance, and like everything about this book is excellent. It is so good and it's so fantastic, and I truly loved it. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 5 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called A Dictionary of Scoundrels. This story is a middle-grade mystery following a young main character where her family reunion quickly turns into a murder mystery. Honestly, I had really low expectations prior to reading this book just because people were comparing it to a series of unfortunate events. And if you know anything about me, you know that a series of unfortunate events is one of my favorite book series of all time. I think it is so good and it's so excellent. Nothing tops it, nothing matches it. Like, you can't compete when you don't compare. And personally, I think that this book is more reminiscent of the Weston game and kind of like the Mysterious Benedict Society and that whimsy mood, you know what I mean? But anyway, this book is so good and I really enjoyed it. First of all, the mystery itself is so engaging and it's so intriguing. I loved the characters. I loved the big family like cast. It was so well done. I loved the queer representation too. The plot is so engaging. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. I loved the different like family dynamics. Like, her relationship with her sisters was so well done. This book is so excellent and it's so well done. I loved the whimsy. I loved the mood, the tone, the setting, the house. Like, this book is so good and it's so excellent, and I just really enjoyed it so much. So with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would definitely highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least because we've already talked about the least book on this list, is A Gallery of Rogues, which, yes, is the sequel to A Dictionary of Scoundrels, and this book was so good. It was such a great, solid sequel. I love these characters so much. I love the new setting so much. I loved the alt thievery of it all. Like, this book was so good. I truly loved how the author amplified the stakes in both the emotions as well as the action. Like, the plot is so engaging and so intriguing. I love the mystery. I love the characters, like I've said before. Like, the cast of characters really make the story come to life so much more in addition to the mystery. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but this book is so excellent and it's so well done. I would gladly read more set in this universe because, like, I love the illustrations and the art and the story and the characters and the plot and the mystery and everything about it. This book is absolutely so excellent and it's so well done. I'm not sure if there are more books planned in this universe, but I certainly hope so because this book was excellent and it's brilliant and it's clever and I love it so much. So anyway, with that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars and I will highly recommend it. So in conclusion, September has been a good reading month so far. Not the best, not the worst, but it is what it is. Anyway, if you enjoy this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below, not the cheese emoji because I've said that before too many times, but instead the shamrock emoji. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!